Captain, I'd like to speak with you. It's regarding the spoils of the last raid, and regarding further raids. May I come in?
Thank you. Now, Captain, I would like to inform you that the crew is having some difficulties dividing the spoils from the last raid. Everyone wants an equal share, but it's impossible when there aren't enough brooches or pocket watches or whatever else for everyone to get one. Yes, I know this is a trivial matter, and yes, I have explained that we would be more than able to make up for this scarcity in further raids, but they don't listen to me, because I'm just the cabin boy. I was hoping that maybe you'd be able to relay a message to them for me. Yes, I'm really sorry I had to bother you with this. I know how tired you've been recently, and I'd like to discuss another matter with you, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you. As you know, the next port we should be approaching is Port Tarraginian, the port town where I first stowed away onto your vessel. My time with your crew is nearing its end, I'm afraid. I know it'll soon be time for you all to leave me behind and forget about me. Oh, well, that's very kind of you, but what I mean is that you'll all have these other adventures without me, and you'll forget to write to me on land. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. The big decision. It is quite the choice, you know. Either I step off when we get to port, and never step foot on this magnificent vessel again, or I continue onward to the sea for years to come. Whatever I decide may very well influence the rest of my life. How long do you think it'll be until we reach port? Less than a week. Well, in that case, I'd say we should do one final hunt before I have to make my choice. One last thing that'll either convince me to leave or convince me to stay. What do you say? Do you have any maps or any hidden treasures that might be between here and the port? You do? That's great. I'm glad. If it's one of those legendary treasures of old, maybe we could finally put an end to the town raids for supplies and money, and finally just purchase supplies like good, honest folk. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. Forgive me and my foolishness, Captain. I don't mean to insult anyone on this ship. You've all been so good to me for these past 2 years. More than good, in fact. I'd sooner rip out my tongue from my own mouth than speak ill of anyone on this fine crew. What did I mean? Well, I simply meant that I believe the crimes we've committed may be a bit much, don't you think? The raids on the port towns, the ransacking of the merchant ships, the smuggling. Don't look at me like that. Of course I knew about the smuggling. I mean, technically you smuggled me, didn't you? It doesn't matter if I was a stowaway. You still took me from the port. You could have thrown me overboard the moment you realized I was here. But for all your crimes, being excessively cruel ain't one of them. I don't recall you ever physically harming anyone during a raid. Emotionally, on the other hand. Now, that's quite a different story. Oh, but we've had loads of fun along the way, haven't we? You seem distressed about something. distant, maybe. Is something bothering you, Captain? It isn't that you're going to miss me if I leave, is it? Oh, but you must forget about me if that time comes. Not that, then? Well, whatever it is, just know that I'm not going to pursue it if you don't wish to tell me. But that look in your eye is much the same as my own, I suspect. No matter, though. I came here for 2 reasons, and 2 reasons only. I was not yet done discussing the matter of my leaving here. I'd like to make a deal with you. It's about the town raids. I think you should stop. And I know how that sounds, but let me explain. I'm just worried that your reputation may eventually get the best of you all, and you'll eventually be sent to the gallows. And you aren't bad people by any means, so I know you don't deserve such a fate. So please, I urge you to consider no longer raiding the port towns you come across. I understand that it may relieve stress, and perhaps you can't even control everything that the crew does. But I suppose I'm just worried. I wouldn't really call what I do participating so much as it is providing a distraction so you all aren't caught by any guards. Okay, so I suppose you're right. That can be considered a form of participation. But my previous statement still stands. I plead with you to consider what I say. You will. But only you? I don't understand what you mean, Captain. Do you mean to say that you cannot control anyone else's actions? You mean to say that you want to quit? But why? Aren't you satisfied with this life? You've grown tired of it, then. I wasn't even sure someone could get tired of such a life. I mean, is this not what true freedom feels like? Then again, I guess sometimes even the fun things in life can grow boring. Can't they? I guess that means you have a choice to make as well, don't you, Captain? You know, I think the crew would miss you if you left, though. Everyone here admires you. Even me. I really don't mean to put any pressure on you, Captain. I mean, it's not like you're putting much pressure on me to make my decision, so I wouldn't want you to feel pressured about it. So, what do you say? One last hurrah before we make up our minds? Splendid. Then it's a deal. Hope this new hunt you've got in your head will prove a fitting end for the 2 of us. Right. Or a possible new beginning. Could you do me a favor and come up onto the deck now? I really don't want that squabble to turn into a full brawl. And I'm thankful that you took the time to hear me out. Oh, just don't tell anyone else about the whole indecisiveness thing, yeah? Great. Thanks. Well, I'll be looking forward to your next orders, Captain. sorry to bother you, but if you made it this far in the video and you're not subscribed, would you mind hitting that subscribe button for me? Thanks a bunch.